What's up, guys? Supercruise here. I apologize for the lack of videos. I'm working on a bunch of other things. There will be an update video later this week, and I'm going to be doing probably one of my favorite sets of figures, the Entertainment Earth Imperial Forces exclusive. So this is a figure pack with 4 figures. You know my rating system of 4, so I'm going to be reviewing each one of these figures with all of their accessories. Guaranteed the one that has a lot of accessories is this guy. And this includes the 4 figures you see here and the astromech back there. So let's get into the first figure. So on the box, the Sandtrooper Sergeant is first. And you can see this figure is bulky. He has the backpack on there. I will just take it off really quickly and show you it. It has the pauldron, which can, in fact, come off. It's I usually don't have it because this thing likes to move around. It's not really the best. As well as detailing with all the supplies for the Sandtrooper, including this cooling system. Guessing that's a canister of water, and all of these other accessories for the Sandtrooper. He is probably the best looking Stormtrooper I have. He doesn't have this big unibrow seen on other Stormtroopers. You'll definitely see that on the next figure. But he also has this, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the automatic rifle. I do know that. It's a very, very nice looking weapon. You also do have the E11 blaster, of course. And then you also do have the T14. It's like a grenade launcher. This was mainly seen in the first Battlefront 2. And let's go to the articulation. I'll only doing the articulation on 2 of these figures. He has the head joint. Also has this pauldron. Outward at the shoulders. About a little bit over 90-degree angle. Swivels and joints. You have a bit of a ball joint here. Hinges. And a ball joint. More hinges, actually a double hinge. Very, very nice range. And then you have a foot wedge. Not foot wedge, foot articulation. So, yeah, really, really good figure. Nothing really need to do. I do need to add that the sand on this actually does look really, really cool. I think that's a lot to Trooper, including just this weird stripe and under the eyes. I think that shows that he's been there for a little while, and he's very experienced. Sand is all over this figure, except going towards the legs. It's kind of low, but that's not matter. Including here, that's very, very nice. So, that is in fact the Sandtrooper. Okay, so next we have the Crimson Stormtrooper or the Rogue Stormtrooper. Mainly, this guy works on lava planets, and his armor makes him blend in with the surroundings. So, if you can see, he has the long rifle. Very, very nice weapon. We also do have the E11. Nothing really on there, just a little silver stripe. And this figure is basically a Stormtrooper, but red. And I think that actually does work out for the figure. You see we have the Sith Trooper over there. Let me just get him in the view. It's kind of like that, but, you know, just a red Stormtrooper, not as cool looking. But I actually really, really do like how this guy looks. Articulation's the same as a normal Stormtrooper. He also has the holster. Yeah, it's nothing really to go over here except his red's really, really glossy. And nothing really changes on here from the actual normal Stormtrooper. And I think that's kind of cool. Basically just Stormtrooper red. So, the next figure. So here we have the TIE Fighter pilot, or the Lieutenant Oxixo, from what the packet says. Apparently he was a TIE Fighter pilot who was on the first Death Star. This is the first tower, so he does have a new mold. And the pipes do come out of his helmet, something that I wish the Stormtrooper Commander did. You can see he has the little pouches, and he's a very, very weird, I don't know how to put it. He's a very interesting mold. It's new for me. I know they made one before, but it's all the greebling on this is actually really nice. So he does have the E11 blaster with a smaller holster, actually, where the gun actually pops through at the end. That's actually kind of cool. But you can see he has buttons, and from what I do know, this is a little bit different than the other buttons. A couple buttons on here, none on here. And he does have hinges at the shoulder, 90-degree angles, and just swivels here. Same on this side, except there is a hinge. It's stuck right now. Also have a hinge ball joint at the head. Kind of limited by these pipes, but that's okay. There's a swivel, just a swivel. He's really good out at the legs. And then he has a full, almost 180, and a foot wedge, or not foot wedge, a foot hinge. And yeah, this is the figure. It's pretty nice, honestly. I'd like to add that the only difference is the buttons and mainly this silver stripe. And I really do like how that looks. Looks really, really good. So I'm on to the next and final figure. So next and final figure you might not be able to see. It is, move the guy out of the way, the R2Q5. This guy is not only in Lego, but he's basically the main known Imperial astromech. I am missing one of these. I'm very sad about it, but he does have a full swivel, but the swivel actually has the third leg come out. It locks into place, and now he is riding around. I usually do have him in the up position though, like that. He also does have a bunch of little sitting compartments with this little arm and his. I actually don't know what that is. I think it's a little taser. It's honestly really, really hard to get one out. That one's stuck, so I need to get something to get that thing out really quickly. There we go. I got it out. So here it is. I guess it's a taser or like little thing he uses to open doors and stuff. And this is basically just a remold of the R2D2. So there are the little things on top. That's why mine fell off. Kind of sad that they weren't hinges, but that's okay. He does have a full 360-degree swivel down here, and he has wheels out on the bottom of these. So that's basically it for R2Q5. Let's take a look at the box and then the final ratings. So as you can see, the box is really, really big. It doesn't even fit on my whole entire desk barely. So let's just, you can see all the art right there. Pretty nice. Also the warning labels and the entertainment exclusive picture. On the top it has these little clear wedges and also my lamp. Then you turn it around. Very, very dangerous to do that. And then you get all the descriptions. So this is the Sandtrooper Sergeant. The switches focus. Imperial Sandtroopers carry out the will of the Emperor in the harsh, arid environments of the galaxy's desert worlds. And you can see Crimson Stormtrooper, special train for the operations in the extreme temperatures of volcanic areas. These Crimson-clad Stormtroopers stay cool in the heat of battle. Lieutenant Oxixo piloted one of the 4 TIE fighters shot down while pursuing the Millennium Falcon during its escape from the Death Star before the Battle of Yavin. R2Q5, entrusted with the secrets of the Emperor himself, this Imperial R2 unit once thwarted a plot to turn every droid aboard the second Death Star against the Empire. I did not know that. I also have all the advertisements, and all of these are in these different languages. Not know them. I also have the Star Wars: The Black Series logo. Then you have nothing on this side. And just a red box with all the names on it. So let's get to the actual rating. Finally. I finally got this figure standing up. So each figure I'm going to review, and then I'll actually review the box as a whole. So this figure, Crimson Stormtrooper. I'm not going to touch any of them because it took so long to make them stand up. The Crimson Stormtrooper, I'm going to give it, the articulation is very, very good. The actual, and of course, I'll get a 1. The accessories is also a 1. The likeness of the character, this figure, not many people know, and it does really look like it, so I'm also give that a 1. And now looks on the shelf, it actually looks weird on the shelf, except if I put it next to the Shock Trooper, then it doesn't look weird. But I'm going to give that a 7.5. Actually, I'm going to give 0.5 because it needs a crutch. The Sandtrooper. The Sandtrooper is definitely very, very good. He has the pauldron. And Sandtrooper is very, very nice. He looks very, very good. definitely gonna give him a 1 on that, and also just 2 for the likeness of the figure and how it looks, as well as the. I just got 2 phones. That's weird. So the Sandtrooper, the accessories is I'm actually gonna give him a 1.25. He got a lot of accessories. He got a bunch of them, very nice, including the backpack, and the articulation's also very good. So that's a 4.25. R2 unit, I'm not really a big fan of R2 units, but the articulation basically has everything that it needs, except I would really like some hinges on the legs. That's something that it usually does have. But everything else is good, 7.5. How it looks on the shelf, I don't know. It looks weird on the shelf because I don't have too many R2 units, but it does look good on the shelf next to any of them, which is very surprising, especially next to the TIE Fighter Pilot and the Purge Trooper. So that is definitely a 1, and then the accessories comes with everything it needs to. I wish it did have the taser, but I don't know how they would do that. So I'm gonna give it 7.75, and the lightness of the figure, it does look very good next to the figure. So that is, let me do some math very quickly, a 3.25. And then this lieutenant guy, the Lieutenant Oxyxo, please don't fall. Oh, the Lieutenant Oxyxo, definitely a 1 on all of the scales. He even came with just a 11. Although I wish it did come with a pistol. It's not really necessary, so I can't really regard that. That's just a personal preference. But I really do like everything about it, so it's definitely going to be a 4 on all of them. Now, the actual set. This is definitely a very messy set. It comes with a lot of figures that I feel like that they wanted to make, but they just didn't want to put them in regular boxes, so they made it in Chamber Earth exclusive. Now, I have no problem with that, because all these figures are great. But it does cost $80 retail. In the Astromech, in my opinion, it's not a $20 figure. But I guess that it doesn't really matter, because this actually is an exclusive, and it's the same for the First Order pack and the Resistance pack, so I cannot really take that off. I like how this all looks. Definitely a very good pack. Definitely just a 4 on the pack. So this is the whole review. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to, even though this coronavirus is basically pointless, this whole entire quarantine thing, just still trying to get sick, just to wash your hands. And yeah, stay tuned.